Hi folks, you are already familiar with the LTSpice UI and toolbox and the basic keyboard shortcuts. In last couple of episodes, you have become familiar with the basic CMOS logic gates. In this episode, we will construct a TTL inverter using the NPN bipolar junction transistors and couple of resistors. We will apply a pulsed waveform shaped like a square waveform as the input to the inverter. We will apply proper DC biasing voltage and transient analysis to check the functionality of the TTL inverter. So, stay tuned, stay focused. Hey guys, welcome back. In today's episode, we will be constructing a BJT TTL inverter. Now, we already have came across how to create a CMOS inverter using LTSpice. In today's episode, we will be constructing a TTL inverter, that means the transistor-transistor logic, using BJT to construct a inverter, and after that we will be applying stimulus to check the response of this particular inverter. And for this, we will be using the keyboard shortcuts. Now let me open the LTSpice. Here you can see the icon. Let me double click it. And here the window has opened. I'll go click here to open a new file. Let me go and save this as. So we will save this as BJT TTL inverter. I click on save to save the file with a particular name. Now I will start drawing the circuit. Here I go to the components and here I'll go for the BJT. So here I select the NPN. Here is a symbol of a NPN transistor. We will be using this. Let me click on place. So from keyboard, I will use Ctrl+R to rotate it. So this is the first one. Then again I click on R and I keep on rotating until the original position has achieved. So next I'll place the second transistor here. I click it. I'll go a bit further here and I'll place the third transistor here. I'm done, so I'll right click to vanish it. Let me click on save. Let me zoom out a bit so that we can see all of them together. Now from keyboard I'll hit R for the resistor. So here I'll place the first resistor and here for the emitter I'll place another resistor. These two will have a common resistance, so that I'll be placing here. I right click to vanish it. Now I again zoom out a bit and let me hit W from the keyboard for the wiring. I'll click here, connect it, click here, go upwards, go up to this point, come down. Okay, so let me go here. Go up to this point, come this side, connect with it. And I'll connect this here. I'll connect this to this and I'll connect this to this. I'll connect this to this. Now one thing is missing, both the input and the output. That means all the voltages. So from keyboard I'll hit V for the voltage source. This is for the input and here I'll place one voltage here for the collector supply. I right click to vanish it. I'll click save. Now I'll do the wiring. For that I have to hit W from the keyboard. I go up to this point, then right and click here to finish. Let me hit W from the keyboard and go downwards, then go up to this point. Click here, go upwards and connect with it. We have two more connections here and here. Now I will hit W again to connect this. I'll come down, click here. I'll click Ctrl+S to save. So here the circuit is almost done. I have a very small thing remaining. I have to place the ground icon. So for that I'll hit G from the keyboard. It comes. Let me place it here and then right click to vanish it. I'll hit W from the keyboard for the wiring. I click it and I click it to connect. Again I save the file. So let me scrutinize. I think every placeholder has been placed. Placeholders are done. I'll place the input port and the output. First I'll click here. I'll type input. I'll click OK. and I'll click here, and then I'll click save. Next, I'll click again the labeling here, out, and I'll label it as output. I'll click and I'll place it here. Let me right click to vanish it. Let me hit the wiring. I'll click here, come this side, right click to vanish it. Now, I think all the placeholders are done, nothing remaining. Now, let me configure the transistors first. I'll right click on the symbol and I'll click pick a new transistor. So I'll click on the first one, that is 2N, then 2222. So this particular model I'll select. For all of these three, I'll pick the same. I'll right click here, pick a new transistor, and then I'll select this particular model, the first one, that is 2N2222, and click OK. Again, I'll right click here, pick the transistor, and again I'll select the 2N, then 2222, and I'll click OK. I'll click save to save the file. Now I'll rename these two resistors. This is RB. I'll click OK, and this is RE, and this also I'll change to RC. So you can see this is going to the base, so I am renaming it as RB, and this is going to the collectors. So RC and emitters are here, so this is RE. I'll click save. Now I'll assign their values. Right click to enter the new value. So this will be 0.7K. I'll click save. This will be 33K. Okay. And this one will have value of 1K. So the transistors and resistors all have received their respective values and part numbers. Now it's time to configure the voltages. So this is, I'll rename as VCC, and this is as VI. I'll click save. This I'll give the DC voltage value of 5 volt. I'll click OK, and I'll click save. As an input, we will be using a pulsed waveform. So I'll right click here, go to advanced, and then I'll click pulse. So let me give the values. I have discussed the theoretical background of the pulse source in the theoretical episodes. Please go ahead and watch the relevant episode. This is a practical and hands-on episode, so I'll not go in detail theory. I'll do the circuit here and simulate it. So here let me give the values 0, then this is 5 volt, and this is 0, this is 1 nanosecond, this is 1 nanosecond, then 20 microsecond, then 40 microsecond. Okay, so you can see I have given the values here. Let me check once again the values. 0, 5, 0, 1 nanosecond, 1 nanosecond, 20 microsecond, 40 microsecond. I'll click OK to save this. Now you can see the pulse waveform is there. Let me click on save. Now voltages are done. Transistor has received their part number. Resistances have received their values. What is remaining? We have to give a analysis type, that is a SPICE statement. And I'll go here to enter a SPICE statement, and I'll give a dot tran. I'll click OK to place it here. I'll click save. Then I'll right click on tran, and this dialog box opens up. So here I'll give the values. 80 microsecond, that is the stop time. The start time will be 0, and the time step will be 2 microsecond. So here we are done with the transient analysis details, and I will click OK to save it. Now let me go view SPICE netlist. Let me turn on my marker pen, and here you can see 1, 2, and 3. 3 transistors are here, 3 resistors are here. The input is a pulsed input. Here we have given the collector supply, and we are using the BJT models, which are coming from this particular BJT lib file. And here we have the transient analysis, and here we have the end statement. So we have done the scrutinization of what is there, and I think everything is okay here. Let me close it. Now we will proceed towards the simulation. For that, I'll hit the simulate, that is the run button. The simulation has done. Let me check view and then SPICE log. And I do not see any warnings or error present here. So it's clean. Let me close it. Now first I will probe the input. This is the input, and let me hit P from the keyboard, get a space below so that we can collect the output waveform. And here my probe is there, and I'll click so that the output will come. Now let me bring my marker on. So here you can see the input is going like a pulsed waveform 0 to 5 volt. Okay. And here you can see there is a little bit difference right here. So it is not at the 5 volt. This is not at the 0. So this is what you have seen in the digital electronics, right? That's why for the one state you define say somewhere from 3 volt to 5 volt or 4 volt to 5 volt. Okay. So this range you define for the one state. And somewhere here is 1 volt, and the range here from 0 to 1 volt you define the 0 state. So this is you have done in the classroom practical, right? There with LEDs you can see the on or off state, right? But however here you can see the exact voltage waveform that is coming, and you can understand the reason behind keeping these two levels. That is a region for the 1 and another region for the 0 state. So here you can see once it is 1, the corresponding output is 0. Again, when this is 0, this is at 1. Again, when this is 1, this is again 0. And this is when 0, this is 1. So you can understand the circuit is behaving like a NOT gate or inverter, and it is constructed using TTL logic, that is transistor-transistor logic. So we have successfully constructed and simulated and verified the TTL structure of an inverter. Now you can compare side by side two circuits, one that we have designed with the CMOS, the inverter circuit, as well as this circuit. At your end, you can compare side by side these two circuits and check out their waveforms, the difference in their waveform. So that you can do at your end. We have reached to the end of today's episode. Thank you very much for watching up to this point, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe. In case you have some dislikes, put that as in words in the comment section down below. And bye for today.